There comes a moment in life when you look around and realize something has to change. Not later, not next week, not when everything feels perfect. Right now. Maybe you're sitting alone in your room. Maybe you're at work pretending everything is fine. Or maybe you're a father watching your child sleep and wondering if you're really being the man they need you to be. Whatever the reason is, you feel it. That little voice in your head saying, you were made for more. You see, the world won't slow down for you. It doesn't care if you had a rough childhood, if you made mistakes, or if you feel tired today. The world keeps moving. And if you don't move with it, if you don't decide to rise and do better, it will pass you by. That's not meant to scare you. That's meant to wake you up because you have something inside of you that's stronger than the excuses, louder than the fear, and deeper than the pain. You might be tired, and that's okay. You might feel broken, but that doesn't mean you're finished. You might have failed yesterday, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. The moment you decide to fight for something better, everything begins to shift. I don't care how far you've fallen. I care how hard you're willing to climb back up. And let me tell you something real. If you have a child, if you have a family, if you have even one person who loves you, then you already have a reason to stand up and become someone better. This isn't about being rich. This isn't about impressing anyone on social media. This is about becoming a man your future self will thank you for. A man who keeps his promises, who wakes up early even when he's tired, who says no to distractions and yes to purpose, who builds discipline like it's armor, because that's what your kids need. That's what your wife needs. That's what your life needs. You don't become that man overnight. You become him one choice at a time. When you choose to get up instead of snoozing the alarm, when you choose to read a book instead of scrolling, when you choose to go for a walk instead of giving in to the anger, every choice matters. Every decision builds the foundation. And you know what? It's not supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would be great. But you're not like everyone. You're here because you're ready to rise. And yes, there will be days when your body hurts, when your mind feels heavy, when everything around you screams at you to give up. But those are the days that define you. Anybody can be strong when everything is easy. Anybody can smile when the sun is shining and life is good. The real test is who you become when life punches you in the mouth, when the bills pile up, when the stress is crushing, when people disappoint you, when you're running on empty and no one even says thank you. That's when you find out what you're made of. Do you lay there and cry, or do you spit out the blood, get back on your feet, and keep walking? You want to be that man who keeps walking, not because it's fun, not because it's glamorous, but because quitting is not an option, because someone is counting on you, even if they don't say it, because the world doesn't owe you anything, and you still show up. That's what makes you different. Sometimes you feel invisible, like nobody sees the pressure you carry, the weight on your shoulders, the silent battles you fight every single day. But I see you. I see the father who comes home exhausted, but still makes time for his child. I see the man who goes to work when he's sick because he can't afford to stop. I see the young man fighting against the pull of the streets, trying to build something better than what he came from. I see the broken kid inside the grown man who never got to cry, never got to say he was scared. but you're still here. You're still breathing. And that means you're not done. That means the story isn't over yet. You know what the world needs? It doesn't need more flashy influencers or rich liars. It needs men with backbone, men who can take pain and keep their head straight, men who tell the truth even when it costs them something, men who don't run from responsibility, who face it head on and say, let's go. You want to know what strength looks like? It's not shouting. It's not fighting everyone who disrespects you. Real strength is having the power to destroy someone and choosing not to. Real strength is controlling your rage. It's being kind when you could be cruel. It's leading with discipline, not ego. Because ego is a liar. Ego wants you to think being feared is better than being respected. But respect lasts. Fear fades. And yeah, maybe you didn't have a father to show you this. Maybe your role models were broken men too. But that stops with you. You don't need a perfect past to build a powerful future. You just need a choice. One real, honest choice. You say, this ends with me. The pain, the yelling, the emotional chaos, the broken relationships, the poor habits, the shame, the insecurity, the doubt. All of it ends with me. That's how you change generations. That's how you go from surviving to building legacy. It's not going to be easy. You'll have to train your mind, clean your room, fix your schedule, apologize when you're wrong, be patient when it's hard, work out when you're tired, read when you'd rather scroll, wake up when your body screams no, and you'll have to do it over and over again. Because greatness isn't built in a week. It's built brick by brick. It's built in the moments no one sees. It's built in the silence, in the struggle, in the small decisions that add up over time. People want to see the results, but they don't want to do the boring work, the invisible work, the painful work. But that's where real men are made. You know the difference between boys and men? Boys blame. Boys point fingers. Boys expect life to be fair. But men take responsibility. Men own their mistakes. Men carry weight that isn't theirs and still walk forward. And even if nobody claps for them, even if no one gives them credit, they keep going because they know who they are, because they're building something bigger than themselves. That's what makes you a leader. That's what makes you unstoppable. So look in the mirror. Really look. Is that the man you want your son to become? Is that the kind of energy you want your daughter to marry? If not, change it. Don't hate yourself for where you are. Just get serious about where you're going. You're not a failure. You're not too late. You're not stuck. You're just one choice away from the next level. Make it.